Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sal from freestockpicks.org. Today I want to break down LightLakes Therapeutics. And before I get started, I want to tell you and, for clarity, this is a company that I'm looking to take a large short position in. So today I consider this a short expose. I'm not going to go, real deep detail, but I just want to expose this company, LightLakes Therapeutics. They're up nearly 21 is something ridiculous. I mean, over about 100% in the last 5 days. And the question is this justified? I don't think it's a justified price that it's currently trading in, and I want to explain a little bit why. The blogs have been kind of picking up about this company. You're seeing a lot more volume recently, although it still really hasn't reached the levels that where I would say that it's a quote-unquote hot stock, but it's definitely getting to that level with the last couple trading days that have really caught the attention of a lot of investors. And the thing I want to explain is that, again, when you have companies like this that jump up, without any real reason, you've got to start asking questions. And the questions you ask are why? What really justifies this? And when I look at the company, and first, I do some backstage digging. You're looking at a company that is being promoted by a guy who runs a Canadian stock, newsletter website, and he lives in Puerto Rico. And you read the article, okay, and again, it's BayStreet.ca or whatever it is. All right, so let's go back to the article that they have. And, they're showing that their one standalone product, Narcan, that I'll go into a little bit later. And he talks about how they won FDA approval, and which isn't necessarily true, because Narcan has been approved by the FDA years and years and years ago. They basically approved the ability to take Narcan through your nose, which again doesn't make sense, because somebody who is going through a heroin overdose is basically knocked out and can't take anything by their nose. But hey, let's not go too deep into that. The fact of the matter is, I again don't believe that this company is worth $20 million, which is what it's trading at right now. Is this a $20 million company? Is this a company that again, hasn't made any money, has 4 employees, the most important person in the company, the CEO, owns less than 5,000 shares, and I have never read so many, the spider webs, of this guy owns this and he can convert this into that, and it's hard to explain who owns what. But from what I've been able to calculate, I've only been able to find 4 employees, and the 10K itself states that they have numerous, professionals who are not necessarily under contract as employees, but they use to give shares in exchange for services. Now, that's a very popular thing in the OTC, but it's a thing that, honestly is out of control. And again, we've got to ask ourselves, is this company worth what it's being traded for? I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Okay, I don't agree with it. When you read the 10K, they're talking about using this product as a way to prevent people from binge eating. Okay, that's basically what they're getting at. I don't know where this whole idea of using the spray to overcome heroin overdose comes from. Okay, and I tend to believe it's probably because that was the popular use or the original use of the product. And let's take a look here by going to drugs.com and learning a little bit more about Narcan, which is the name of the product. And again, Narcan is already a registered name. So why they're using the word Narcan when Narcan is already owned by another company. But again, I digress. Let's look at the FDA approval history, and we see that the FDA approval history based on the drug Narcan on drugs.com has been approved by the FDA since 1971. So this isn't a new product. This is not a revolutionary product. This is not a product that's going to change the game. Okay, let's be honest about this. All right, this is a product that was created over 30 years ago, okay, 40 years ago now, and is readily available on the market, very cheap. In fact, it's so cheap, so easy to make that so many, companies don't even bother making it anymore. Many companies have actually discontinued even selling it. Okay, so, why we investors would jump on to joy for this company really is beyond me. Again, just to summarize again, I wasn't going to make this long. I just wanted to make it, really brief. LightLake Therapeutics has one product. They've licensed that product to another company. That company is deciding to take it to the FDA. They got approval. The approval is based on the fact that, again, the only thing special about this is the ability to take it through your nose, which really doesn't make sense, being that when someone is basically going through a heroin overdose, they need it to be injected intravenously to their body in order to get maximum impact, okay, and get that person the help that they need. So we got a product, one, that doesn't really make sense. We've got a stock that's shooting through the roof at a price that really doesn't make sense. And I just hope that investors can finally wake up to seeing what's going on here. Ticker symbol LLTP. Read the 10K. All right. Read about the fact that they've only got 4 employees and that they're giving shares away by the boatloads. Okay. Making cash on cash with all this attention. Read about the promotions going on behind the scenes to get people to jump onto the stock. Read the Twitter conversations on LLTP. All right. Get inside, get deeper beyond just looking at the stock chart. All right. Don't get caught up and end up holding the bag with a company that really isn't worth its, weight in anything for that matter. It's your boy Sal, freestockpicks.org. Check out the website. LightLakes Therapeutics was what I was talking about today. Ticker symbol LLTP. Again, just to clarify, I am interested in taking a large share position in the company, and I wanted you to know the real truth. LLTP, LightLakes Therapeutics. Y'all have a good night. All right. Bye-bye. If I can figure out how to get the fuck out of here. How do I close this shit?